Well, welcome to Monday Football. This is a show that brings you all the highlights of football going on around the world. Wherever they're playing football, we'll try and get for you that footage and analyze it and look at it in our studios right here in Citizen TV. We are in studio with Bernard Ndong, and today we host Barcelona fans. Their bragging rights are with them, treble winners of 2015. Incredible performance from them right there. But we'll have much more for you with Bernard Ndong. Who else do we have in studio?
Thank you very much, of course, Michael Kinyi. Indeed, it is Monday. Football has returned after 1 week hiatus, and as usual, we have our resident DJ Crossfed. They are on the decks, and also this afternoon we are honored to have two gentlemen. On my extreme left, that's Mr. Joseph, and our new resident player, that is Mr. Kevin. He dominated the previous rounds, and as a result, he's the one who's going to be playing for the next few weeks. And also this afternoon, we're honored to have Mr. Nick Mwendwa. He's the chairman of Kariobangi Sharks and also the chairman of the Football Kenya Federation Premier League, and will be telling us more about his aspirations of being a top boss of the Kenyan, of course, of the Football Kenya Federation. Michael Kinyi.
Well, that is what we have for you in studio, but if you're wondering where Wahiga Mora is, he's somewhere freezing, actually. Where's Wahiga? Wahiga, can you hear us?
Mike and Don, can you hear me well?
Yes, we can hear you.
Loud and clear, Wahiga. We can get you.
Good, I'm getting you loud and clear.
Where are you, Wahiga?
I'm getting you loud and clear. I'm at the Limuru Battleground, and I just want to let all the football fans know, those who are asking us where we were last week. We're taking a short break, but it's good to be back. And of course, using the hashtag Monday Football, let us know all your questions and everything you want to know about the show. Definitely been a busy sports week. And today we are with a very interesting team, with the police team. And we'll be getting to know a bit more about them, because right now I'm joined by Madam Zipporah Mboroki. She is the Kenya Police spokesperson. But in addition, she's the chairperson of this team. And she's told me she's even a sort of team manager to this team as well, and so she'll be giving us better details about that in just a bit. How are you this afternoon?
I'm very fine and very glad to be with you and for my team to be yard live.
Good. She's also mentioned to me that she has some dribbling skills, so as we walk, she will be dribbling the ball. Probably she's much better than me at this, but maybe you can tell us briefly about the vision for the police and the football. You know, we could start there.
Thank you very much. Our vision for the police, as you know, it's delivering service, delivering to the members of the public. And when we are delivering those services to the members of the public, we should come together and work. And that's why this team is very important, because our team is going to assist us in public relationship with the members of the public, and more to improve our public relation with the members of the public. In that most of the time we interact with the members of the public during football and other games, and as a result of that, they see that a police officer, it's a friend like Hena, as the way we have with you. And as a result of that, this one is going to improve even the image of the police. The way the members of the public, they have taken us very negative, but now when they see us praying like anybody else, that one is going to improve the image of the members of the public. And because we are doing well, they are going to have confidence in us. In everything we do to them, let them have confidence. Yes.
I can actually let you know that last year that the team won their league. They finished first. They were promoted to the National Super League because they were in Division 1. And right now they've played a couple of matches and they are unbeaten so far. So when she says the team is doing well, she understands exactly what that means. What do you think is the secret of this team? Unbeaten so far, haven't lost a single match. In fact, next year they're actually telling me that if they are promoted to the Kenyan Premier League, they cannot wait to meet Gor Mahia, who are also unbeaten in the KPL. Talk to us about the secret of the team.
The secret of this team of ours, you know very well, with the security, we are disciplined service. And when you are disciplined service, even when it comes to team, the discipline has to be there. And our team keep on practicing day in, day out. Everybody's aware about his role in this team. I know everybody knows which position should I go and pray. At what time am I supposed to be in the field? If it's in the morning, am I there? Are my shoes ready? Is my uniform clean? And as a result of that, that's what we call teamwork, team building. They have a very good team building. We have taken them to so many sessions of team building, and as a result of that, that's what has improved the team. And also the discipline with us, within us as the security service. That's one of most important.
Good.
Yeah.
I think my last question, because I know that in studio there are lots of highlights they need to go through, and you're actually doing very well with the dribbling. I know members of the public have never seen this side of you. I'm sure they're very excited. Where are the ladies in this team? Is there a plan for that? You know, because the men are well represented, but I'm sure there are a lot of lady footballers, athletes, and so many other sports people out there.
Okay, you know very well Rome was not built in Dande. This football team of ours was started sometimes back in 1990s. And when they started the team, it was started at the provincial levels, and then 2 teams came into. And then after that, we had the Red Barrets, which was a very strong team. As a result of some logistical problems, that team was disbanded. But recently, with the guidance of our able Deputy Inspector General, Madam Grace Kaindi, she came up with the idea, and then we formed up the team of these young guys you can see here. And because Rome was not built in a day, now we have recruited women who are footballers, and also we have some who are in the field. And I'm assuring you next year you are going to see our football women team, because I'm there and Madam will be there. So there's the ladies outside there, watch the space and wait for us.
What position will you play in that team?
From that team, we will start from where we have started with this team, and we are going to be promoted. You'll hear about ladies police team representing the world in the World Cup.
In the World Cup, Michael Kinyi Banandong, there's a promise that from the Kenya Police women's football team and the men's team, the team that Kenya will finally send to the World Cup could actually begin here. So I'll leave her to continue showing us our dribbling skills, but we'll be back to learn so much more about this team. Notice they haven't moved this whole time. This is discipline right there. Mike Ndong, back to you in studio.
Well, Wahiga will be getting back to you. My question would be, please ask them what their nickname is now. I used to know Red Berets, Green Berets. What Berets are they this time around? Remember, we told you can talk to us, 22422 on SMS and hashtag Monday Football. Today, we want to know, are Barcelona invincible? Given that they've won the treble, are they invincible? Do they have the bragging rights to extend for a long time? That is what we want to hear from you. 22422 is the SMS number to use, and hashtag Monday Football on Twitter. Talk to us, Bernard.
Well, one team that has the bragging rights as far as the first leg of the Kenyan Premier League is concerned is Gor Mahia FC. Of course, a week ago, some would have thought that Thika United, when they were facing off with Kogalo at the Kasarani Stadium in a Kenyan Premier League match, it was expected that Gor Mahia perhaps would have been a threat to their threat of the unbeaten run would have been ended. But that was not the case, as the current league leader snatched the victory by 2-0 with Ali Abondo and Haron Shakava scoring both goals.
The header. Oh, what a goal! What a goal! And it is Haron Shakava using his aerial advantage to ensure that Gor Mahia take the lead in the 33rd.
Gor Mahia doing well to recycle it. Olunga leaving the ball. He sees Nzigimana, and Nzigimana looks up, and his crossing ability as ever is fantastic. Pinpoint cross and fantastic glancing header goes for the far.
Kevin Opio being brought to strength. The striker, shot and goal! Oh, what a goal! Beautiful, beautiful free kick. Oh, Gor Mahia bench up in arms as they take another goal in this game against Thika United, who has given Gor a second goal.
And keeper gets beaten at his near post. Say what you want. The quality of the kick was good, but that's bad goalkeeping. He's cutting across.
Well, in another match played earlier last week, Mathare United shared the spoils with AFC Leopards in a match that ended 1-1. The Slum Boys could have snatched all the 3 points, given that they had taken an early lead, but Khalid Juman came off the bench to equalize for Leopards.
Trying to get a chance to go for a shot towards goal. It's in the net. Just from the build-up from the midfield. Beautiful pass from the middle from Noah Beach. Look at that. The 1-2 move between Siamba and... it's going to be a throw-in for the Leopards. Then Khalid Juma launches onto a loose ball. It's got out on the right side. Goes for a shot. It's in the net. Oh, it's one of the most beautiful goals. Sidesteps the defense and unleashes a shorter.
For me, it's a drop points because for sure we deserve to win. The chances that we created, then it was just a simple mistake they scored, but maybe credit goes to my players because they still played well.
What to say? You know, one thing is good, we presented good football, both teams. Especially second half time was lots of intention and lots of pressure, and you know, everything was on the edge. They can score, we can score, and that's type of the football usually Kenyans need.
Kogalo ended the first leg of the Kenyan Premier League season unbeaten as they managed to register a 1-0 victory over Tusker FC. Here's the highlight.
Wafula on his first touch of the ball. Plays it back to Karim Zigimana. It's dropped into the area. This one is in the net. It's Mehdi Kagere. He has really worked hard to try and get this ball in. He sets up a massively ninth goal. The cross coming in from the right. Mehdi Kagere this time round, angling it correctly. Musalia had a touch of it, but not enough to keep it away from getting into the net. And he had so many of those.
Well, your reactions on social media. I salute the Catalans, says Abel Wekesa. Their victory was orchestrated by the South American trio. That's Messi, Neymar, and Suarez, I believe. Then you also say that this is another one. You say, bring Uncle Sam on the show. Look at what is happening at the Den. That is Abel Wekesa asking that question. Well, we will bring Uncle Sam into the studio. I believe you're talking about Sam Nyamweya, the president of the Football Kenya Federation, and you'll be on tomorrow night with Hussein Mohamed on the big question. We'll be talking about situation of Kenyan football. We'll be talking about what is happening at FIFA. We'll be talking about what next for FIFA as well as Kenyan football. So your questions will be answered tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Sam Nyamweya will be in studio with Hussein Mohamed. We already spoke to him. He said he'll be coming and he has a lot to share with you guys. So you'll keep your questions coming. Tomorrow, you'll use hashtag the big Q with Hussein Mohamed. But today, it's hashtag Monday Football. Let's talk Barcelona. Let's talk what's happening around the Kenyan Premier League. Bernard.
Absolutely. And Sofapaka FC could have been handed a walkover and 3 points yesterday after some of AFC Leopards' star players boycotted the match due to a pay and administration dispute. A makeshift team was assembled and surprisingly stood firm against a formidable opponent. The absence of Ingwe's first, second and third choice goalkeepers forced striker Karim Dugwa to man the posts. Leopards bagged 3 points when Sofapaka's Abdul Yuru scored an own goal.
Abdul Yuru deflecting that one into the net. Oh, well, he's going to lose this one. But it's that very testing moment for any goalkeeper. Oh, he saves it! Oh, this one is pushed off the field of play! From the Nyayo National Stadium. The Leopards take 3 points. And Sofapaka nil. It's full time. What a celebration!
Well, that's the famous victory by AFC Leopards over Sofapaka. Karim Dugwa, the striker from Uganda, standing in goal there for AFC Leopards. Very interesting match. Next week, by the way, on Monday, we'll have AFC Leopards in studio. We'll be talking about what are the issues around AFC Leopards. We'll try and bring in the caretaker committee. We'll try and bring in the executive if it still exists, and then we will talk about the issues around AFC Leopards. Let the fans of AFC Leopards face their own leaders right here on Monday Football. If they don't come, we will find them wherever they will be. But for now, we continue. Diguna FC beat Toy Market 4-2 in post-match penalties in the SportPesa Super 8 Regional Finals match played at the City Stadium yesterday. Both teams played to a barren draw in regulation time, forcing the match into post-match penalty shootout. Abdi Hussein, Samuel Kinuthia, Faisal Ali and Victor Odhiambo each converted from the sport, while Amolo Kenneth and Okembo Peter gave Toy the 2 goals. Kayole Youth and Asubui also played to a 3-3 draw, with Kayole Asubui winning 4-1 in post-match penalties at the same venue. Well, Nick in studio with us, and by the way, he's the first one to officially declare. There are many who have declared that they want to go for the top seat of FKF, that's the FKF presidency, in elections that are expected to be held not later than October of 2015. But Nick Mwendwa is the only one who has come out in the open and declared that he's going to stand officially. First question, why go for the top set?
Because it's the right time to do it. Because our game has been going in the wrong direction, Mike. And I feel that those of us in the game have to make a choice, either to provide a solution or to stop complaining. So I've chosen not to complain, but to offer a solution to the direction our game is going today.
What direction should we be taking?
It's simple. We have lost our way since 20 years ago. And if you look at my video, you will see that the likes of Peter Dow and Declan Mutu are very clear what they were doing then that was making our game great. And therefore, we're asking ourselves, where did we go wrong along the way? And if you trace, you will find 20, 22 years along the way, except some Africa Cup of Nations we did 2003, 2004. There was something. Really, we haven't done much since then. The highest position we've gone is 64, which was very good 2008. Today's position, as you know, Mike, is woeful. It's 126. And so we are saying we can retrace our steps back. We can go back to the grassroots and see what we can do. And we have the talent. But what we are lacking in is ideas on how to administratively get this done. And that's what I'm offering.
Are you borrowing anything from Kariobangi Sharks? Because we've seen what Kariobangi Sharks have done. What model do you run Kariobangi Sharks on?
Kariobangi Sharks is a very, it's a story that I came with from the year 2000. And we are built from nothing. Those kids were 12 years, 11 years when I started with them. And the whole idea was to see if they can play at the highest level. Today we have tried, we have not got there, but we have gone the journey of 9, 12 years in between to get them where they are today. I think in Kenya we need to trace our roots in the same way. We need to go back and rebuild again afresh, bring new talent, and guide that talent for the next 6 to 8 years.
I think if you look at Kariobangi Sharks and maybe Mathare United are the only teams that I know that have got those structures from right under 12 coming up. Then if you look at the teams like in Kenyan Premier League right now, the Super League, we have Gor Mahia and Ulinzi, the only clubs that have got known under 19 sides. Yes. So if these are the teams that, only 2 clubs in the top league, and maybe plus Mathare United and now Kariobangi Sharks in FKFPL, what structures are this that we need? Because you're saying we need to build afresh. How do we build afresh and where do we start?
How we build afresh is that we need to bear in mind our economic factor. We don't have a lot of resources in the game. And therefore, what to do is not particularly to ask a club to have a youth side, but to go to the grassroots, say in Coast, in the whole province, and perhaps have a center, have an established scouting route to follow, and go down there and have matches like the Champions Cup we've had, which are played, and we select then players, bring them together, and do that consistently every year. And then select them from those centers as a best of the best, and then bring them together to the top from under 17, under 20, under 23. Besides that, we need basic things. Mike, you go to pitches. I was in Central the other day, and there's one football on the pitch. If something happens to it, the game is over. So we need to go back and say, what do we need? The basics, the footballs, the boots, the pitches. Let's start there. Then we reorganize this in provinces and say, in every province, every year, what do we get out of that? Then we follow up that talent for the next 6, 7, 8 years. My estimation is in 6 years we might have a chance. I think in 10 years, we can definitely do if we follow that foundation properly. That is what you have to do. But that's only on the technical side and youth. Yes. There's much more in organization, Mike. We're not organized. Yes. We don't have a proper website. We don't have a proper way in which we can share information with you. We need to be more approachable. All right? We need to be able to share what we are doing with you more so you can explain to Kenyans. We're not doing that effectively today. I think it's not just on that side we need to concentrate, but there's a number of facets. We need to reorganize our commercial effects properly so that we can use the little we get properly, so that the top league and the other leagues are in sync. Today the top league has got sponsorship, the other leagues do not have. Even the top league is struggling, as you can see. They can't play players in time, they're having all this. We need to organize the whole game, but it has to be done step by step, and it takes time. My estimation, I'm offering 6 to 10 years to get that done.
That means 2022 World Cup is what you're looking at.
That's what I'm looking at.
Now, on the structure side, on the nurturing of talent side, I always say that 2010 and maybe 2014 World Cup are the World Cups that Kenya would have played in. Why do I say so? Because 2006, at the school games, national school games in Nakuru, we had players coming out that are playing, actually the dream team that was selected from that championship, we have players that of the 20, 15 of them have played for the Harambee Stars. Correct. This is Victor Wanyama. This is, what's his name? Abdulatif Omar. This is
Abondo, I think.
Ali Abondo. This is, what's his name? From Kamukunji High School. He used to play for, he plays for Thika United right now. The list is endless. Patrick Oboya was in that team. Morris was in that team. Morris Ochieng. We have all those players that came out. But funny enough, of all that list, the only other player that has maintained consistency into the Harambee Stars and is now the captain is Victor Wanyama. So where do we miss? Because I see a lot of under-17 tournaments sponsored by Coca-Cola. I see a lot of UNICEF things being done. I see a lot of selection for the youth teams. Why do we find it difficult to harness that talent?
Very interesting point, Mike, you make. If you look at even Maisa, at 13s to 17s, we do very well.
Yes.
As the boys get older, we lose our way. And there's a lot of history around that. The thing is this, at national level, we lack order. The order is this, that we have this player at 17. To see that player in the national team, what do we need to put in place? To harmonize it with the club where he's playing and to have proper follow-up so that any deficiencies highlighted can be taken care of. These players get older, start having families, start having challenges, and those challenges, if they're not paid by their clubs, they cannot serve us properly. So they start wandering and running up and down and looking for new clubs, and in between they lose form. And so many other things, they don't get the right facilities. Go and look at our playing surfaces today and where we train. It's a problem, Mike. And so we need to harmonize with the club and agree on what standard are these players going to play when they reach 17 onwards, and set it across the country. So any Premier League club, any nationwide club must adhere to this for the quality of these players to get to that level. We are really lacking that, and it's about coordination with them. But first, we need to get the other things right, so we are trusted. Like today, there's an issue, and you know it, that we're not very trusted with the little we have.
Yes.
We need to be trusted again. We need to be approachable again. We need the clubs and the sponsors to feel, okay, we can talk to these guys, and we can question things, and we can get answers from them, and together then can come together and give solutions. We're really lacking in that area.
Yes. Now, quick one. What are the highlights of your manifesto? What are you selling to the voters? Because right now I'm also confused. Who is voting? I don't know who's voting in the elections. I don't know who's not voting. We'll come to that on another show to find out how many votes you need to look out for. But what is the highlight of your manifesto? What are you selling to the voters?
There are two different constituencies I'm selling to. I'm first selling to the delegates. Remember, Mike, it's a delegate system.
Yes.
Right now, the constitution says 77 of them who will make that choice. There is what I'm selling to them because they're insiders of the game, and there's what I'm selling to other Kenyans who also need to take part. And so overall, it's grassroots. Overall, it's cleaning up our act and our image, just communicating effectively so that Mike today can explain what are we up to, and therefore can also say, okay, you're not right here, we can change something here. We start from there, but finally it's grassroots football that we have to go back to, and youth football that we have to go back to and structure properly in order to see our vision of 10 years, of 8 years come through.
Final question, is that grassroots football promotion, are you trying it out with the Nairobi Champions Cup? What is Nairobi Champions Cup and what is it doing?
Nairobi Champions Cup was an idea we came up with last year. It's a cup in the FM model that is played in the whole of Nairobi, and where you qualify so long as you're a club. And we want to replicate that across the 47 counties. So that, for example, next year, if I win Mike and their resources, every county will have a county Champions Cup. And then we'll round them up to the finale here in Nairobi at the end of it. And then we'll have scouting accompanying it alongside some little resources for these counties. That way, if we do it consistently like Coca-Cola has done, we have a chance to identify them and then move them on to the next stage. we are selling this idea to all the counties and everybody, and I think we are hoping that everybody buys into it. It's a big thing that has happened. We are sharing it, and the information is coming through, so you know the players, you know what's going on with it. Because that's where we fail. We're not very good communicators, Mike. We want to change that, so people feel that we can be asked questions and we are responsible and we are accountable, because you know accountability is a big thing that we're facing.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Nick.
you so much,
We'll be inviting you again.
Thank you,
we will be talking to all the aspirants. Once they declare that they are vying for the top seat, we'll bring them into the studio. We'll look at what they have to offer, and after that, we will bring them into one debate before that election is done. 2 debates, we see who is the best. We did it in the last election. We will do it again in this election. Then the delegates can make their choice. Well, we move on with Monday football, and I'm here with the fans, and I want to find out, we had 2 guys from Super 8, the captains. Where are they? Umeogopa, simsimame. So we'll be talking to these guys later, Bernard. These are the captains from Super 8 tournament. We'll try and bring them one by one as the tournament goes on. They've gotten into the constituency finals, I believe. Before the finals, we'll talk to them. So later, we'll be with you.
It's amazing, Michael Kenya.
Yes.
The number of teams, over 100 teams, and then they've all been whittled down to 16 teams.
They are now 16.
Yes.
The regional finals.
These 2 teams have qualified.
These 2 teams have qualified already, I believe. So we'll be talking to them. We'll find out how they've gone through. Nick Mwenda has raised a very pertinent question. The standard of the pitches where we are playing. They will tell you it's been crazy. Even KPL teams are struggling. Look at what happened in the last game between Gor and Madari at one of our best stadiums. That is Kasarani.
Even recently, there was a match that was pushed to another stadium. The game that was supposed to be played at Ruaraka Grounds was moved to City Stadium.
Exactly. Those are the issues that Nick is talking about. They will be able to give us more insights into now the lower standard pitches that they've been playing at. But Barcelona, guys, you guys have got some arrogance in the swag now, eh? Tatu.
A bounce in their step.
I'm telling you, this is what we do. I'm sure you've been watching the show since it started, right? Now, we normally say we don't leave you empty-handed in the studio. One of you will face me on quickfire, that will be coming right next, Upper, and I'll ask you questions pertaining everything and anything Barcelona and what has been happening in the show. Bernard actually just gave you a leakage on one of the questions. So I will ask Roba to pick out one of the contestants. How many are you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 of them, Roba. Which number do you pick out?
Number 9.
Number 9. Who's number 9? Next, I'm with you. On Quickfire, when you come back from the break, we'll be on number 9 to answer questions. We'll be right back. Well, we are back with Monday Football. It's a quick fire time, and niko na victim wangu leo. Umetulia?
Niko sawa.
Mbona una wasiwasi hivi?
I'm okay.
You're right?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Calvin Mwenda.
Calvin Mwenda?
Yes.
What do you do?
I'm a student.
You're a student?
Yes.
How deep is your love for Barcelona?
How deep is your love for your wife?
Very deep.
Exactly.
It's like that?
It's like
so that. We can say Barcelona is your wife?
Yes. Not literally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, it's very simple. The rules are simple. I've got a set of how many questions? I've got a set of 20 questions.
Yes.
And of the 20 questions, I only need you to answer 8 correct.
Okay.
The sooner you answer 8, you can answer as many questions in those 60 seconds as possible. The rest of the guys, I don't want them to help you at all. Any whisper from there, hiyo do yangu narudisha. Baadaye tumeanza fresh leo, 2,000. Any whisper from that side, hiyo pesa narudisha.
Sawa.
All right?
Okay.
If it's not won today, then next week, fans wa FC wakikuja, tunaongeza inakuwa 4,000. Ombesa kwa wapi na pesa kwanza? You know me, I like seeing. Seeing is believing. Where is... See, my referee yako na pesa. Wacha kuhesabia. Ni 2,000, I believe. Ndio hizo umeshikilia. Moja.
Jenny,
Currency. Kenya shillings.
Okay.
Sawa sawa. Okay. Aya. When you're ready, I will be ready. Remember, if you don't know the answer to that question or you think it's going to challenge you, just say pass and I'll ask you the next question. I will not tell you if it's correct or wrong. Once you answer, I move to the next question. All right? Roba, are you ready? Ready?
Yes.
Your questions beginning now. Where were the Super 8 matches played yesterday?
Pass.
What is the capacity of Camp Nou?
98,000.
Which is the next, when is the next KPL round of matches?
Next weekend.
Who did Barcelona defeat to make it to the Champions League final?
Bayern Munich.
How many teams made it to the Super 8 divisional finals?
Pass.
Which year did Victor Wanyama make his Southampton debut?
2012.
How many goals has Neymar scored for Barcelona this season?
39.
Which team is Xavi Hernandez joining?
Pass.
How many La Liga titles has Barcelona won?
28.
Who scored for Juventus in the Champions League final?
Morata.
Which team is currently second in the KPL standings?
AFC.
How many Super 8 matches took place this weekend?
Pass.
How old is Lionel Messi?
27.
Who was the goalkeeper in AFC Leopards versus Sofapaka?
The Ugandan guy.
How many titles has Barcelona won this season?
3.
Time up. Well, that Ugandan guy, there are 4 Ugandans in that AFC team. How many correct answers? 5 correct answers, my guy. You niched on 3 Barcelona questions, and your life is deeper for Barcelona. Anyway, good try there. Well, try next time. Kuwa fan wa FC urudi. Tukupatia leakage. Sawa sawa. So next week, my 2,000 bob goes up to 4,000 bob when we'll have AFC Leopards fans in studio together with their officials. Let's see how much they know AFC. Let's see if AFC is their wife as Barcelona as well. Bernard.
Well, definitely, Michael Kinyi, Barcelona have managed to secure their treble, and I'm interested in finding out from the fans later on whether or not they are actually beatable. The fact that they've won the Copa del Rey, the Spanish La Liga, and most recently the Champions League. And we now link up with our very own Waiga Mwaura, who is on location. Monday Football on location. Waiga Mwaura, I understand at least you're trying to establish as far as whether or not this team is still known as the Red Berets, the Green Berets. What is their nickname, Waiga Mwaura?
Well, right now they don't have a nickname, but previously, of course, they were known as the Red Berets, and we'll be getting deeper insight into that from their head coach. But what I can say is, I was talking with them before he came on camera. They've issued a statement of intent. Top Kenyan Premier League clubs, watch out. They want to arrest you when they get into the Kenyan Premier League very soon. They're very serious about what they want to do. We'll begin to know a bit more about that shortly. But for now, they've been standing here for a long time and they need to fall out into their different formations. So allow me to hand over the mic to the inspector here, Inspector Gudu. I hope I've said his name correctly as he gives that, Guda, as he gives that command.
Officers, chain. 2 paces backward, mat. Will fall out, fall out.
Team, chin. Will fall out, fall out.
And that is why the team has been doing so well. You can see a bit of their discipline, and I'm sure they send terror into the hearts of the opponents. When they do that, just before a match, the opponents think, wow, what is this all about? And maybe that's why they're doing so well. Zone A of the National Super League, they're topping that unbeaten, and they believe they can go so much further. And to help me that discussion, I'll ask Madam Boroki to join me again. And of course, this time I'm also joined by Coach Francis, who will be telling us also a bit more about the team. Maybe you can let us know, how are they able to balance between police duties and of course playing duties as well?
As a police officer, the work which you do, it's not only policing. There are some other exercises like duties. And our officers are able to balance, because as police we work in shift, and when you are called on duty, you have to be on duty. They know it very well. That is their core function is security of this country, is not sports. And as a result of that, they are able to balance between duties and also games. And when they are required in the field, we know there are times when they are required in the field, they have to come, they do it very fast, and they are devoted to their work as a result of discipline which has already been instilled in them.
If there's one word that I've had today over and over again, discipline is the secret to this team. I'm joined by the coach, Coach Francis, who's been with the team since their reinvigoration last season. Coach, Red Berets, Green Berets, confusion. What was the previous name of the Kenya Police team? What happened to that team? And what's the nickname of this team as well?
Red Berets was formed by General Service Unit, and this team is for Kenya Police Service, so it comprises of all units in the Kenya Police Force. Yeah, Kenya Police Service, I'm sorry.
What makes this team different? What has been the secret of your success, apart from discipline, which has come out quite strongly?
Okay, the most important thing that we muchly concentrate about is the fitness of our players, because currently, as you may see, many teams have got good tactics, but in terms of fitness, that is where we beat many teams, because they can't stand 90 minutes with us.
I like that. They can't stand 90 minutes with us. Who are you? Where do you get your players from? How do you scout them?
We do scout our players in the whole country. Yeah.
Okay. Madam Boroki also wants to join in on that debate.
I want to join in that debate on how we get our press for the team. Remember very well, when it comes to recruitment, we recruit people, young men with different talents. And when they go to the college, we ask for those who have talent in football. And there are times also when we ask the sportsmen to come forward. As a result of that, we are able to get the best. We are able to get the best.
You are able to get the best. What's the future plan for this team, even as we wind up?
Okay, the future plan for this team is to go to the World Cup. One day you are going to hear about the Kenya Police Service in the World Cup team. And also the future of this team is also we want to come up with a ladies team so that we can go together as brothers and sisters in this. And also I would urge the members of the public to come strongly and sponsor us the police team, so that as we serve them in other duties, also they assist us in bringing up and building up our team, buying of the sports, the shoes you can see them putting on, paying for them for their night outs when they go out, and their morale and their balls. And I would urge the members of the public, anybody not only in this country, internationally, you can just communicate to us through the police. You can go to the National Police website and you are going to get us there. And also you can come, if you are within the country, you can visit the Vigilant House, Ground Floor, Dodri. You are welcome and you are going to meet us there.
Good. And I understand why she's a spokesperson for the team. Very eloquent even as she sends across the message. Team iko na fans, coach?
Yeah, we have a lot of fans, and we also have our fan page in a Facebook, which is Police FC Kenya.
Okay. So fans who want to know more, their fan page on Facebook. I don't know if they're on Twitter or other forms of social media, but good to see what's happening with the police here, and we believe that this is a team that you should watch out for. Mike Ndong, that's all we have from this side where the Limuru Bata Stadium land. So much about a great team with a lot of discipline, a lot of potential. Let's just see where they'll go. We've been told next year, if we come back here at the same time, we'll get a ladies team as well. They're talking about the World Cup. Not Africa Cup of Nations or these smaller tournaments, the World Cup itself. Can they make it? Their dreams are valid. Back to you in studio.
Indeed. Waiga Maura there in Limuru with the Kenya Police team, better known as Police FC. Thank you so much, Waiga Maura, for giving us an update on that particular team. Now, I'm here at the video segment, and as I mentioned earlier, we are honored to have Kevin and Joseph. And as usual, it's Kevin who's dominating so far. Kevin, this is a new player, new opponent, but it seems as usual you're dominating, and you're playing with Manchester City.
I'm playing with Barcelona.
You're playing with Barcelona, so it seems today, finally, Michael Kinyi, he's found his match. He's trailing by a solitary goal.
Amekutwa?
Leo amepatikana. Joseph, this gentleman here has been dominating each and every opponent who's been coming here on Monday Football. What's your secret?
There's no secret. He's a tough guy.
Yes.
Actually, this is the 4th game, and I'm working on a comeback.
How many games have you won so far?
None. I'm working on a comeback, actually.
You're making a comeback?
Yeah, I'm working on a comeback right now.
You're playing with Barcelona. You're a Barcelona fan?
No, I'm playing with Man City.
You're playing with Man City?
Yeah.
But you've not yet won any game?
Not yet.
Not yet?
This is the...
But Kevin, I thought you said that you'd lost a game. You haven't yet lost, so you stay undefeated. Interesting. Of course, another team that has had an amazing season is Barcelona, and they completed their treble of trophies for the season with a clinical 3-1 victory over Juventus in the Champions League final Saturday night. Ivan Rakitic, Luis Suarez, and Neymar were all on target as Alvaro Morata scored a consolation for the Italian side. Here are the highlights of that victory by the Catalans.
It's the point in behind Jordi Alba. Wonderful save, but Morata is following up, and Juve. Messi. Neymar on his way, as is Suarez. Still with Messi. Great save by Buffon. But Suarez follows up. Just onside. Pedro. Neymar. That really does finish it. Denied a goal. A fitting end to Barcelona's season. The Spanish champions, the Spanish Cup winners, are European champions.
I can tell you for a fact that the Barcelona fans right here in the studio, I'm sure they've recorded that particular game. They'll be watching it so many times, at least just to savor that victory by the Catalans. And staying with football, the United States clinched a historical win over the Netherlands, beating the European side by 4-3 in a high-scoring match that was played in Amsterdam. Klaas-Jan Huntelaar gave the hosts the lead after 27 minutes, but his goal was cancelled out by Gyasi Zardes 6 minutes later. Jan Huntelaar restored the Dutch lead soon after. Memphis Depay stretched the advantage to 3 goals in the 53rd minute. An own goal by Luke de Jong restored parity before Bobby Wood snatched the victory in extra time.
Bradley with the 5th corner for the States. Williams, he's done it! 3-3. We're up here for the States. Disker joining them, still Bradley. He's got it through to Morris. And it's in from Bobby Wood!
That's a confidence-boosting victory for the United States, given the fact that these teams will be heading into the Copa America in the coming week.
Well, good win for them, but I think it was not all that serious from the Dutch, so I would like to see them play in a competitive game. Then I see what will happen there. But right now, we move on to the part that I like most. Before these Barcelona guys make so much noise in my ear, I want to speak to the captains of the Super 8 teams. Steve ako wapi? Chukua mic kwanza. Just sit. Hapa tuko easy. Tunapenda kukaa chini, tunapiga tu story kawaida. Tell me, Kabete United. Where do you guys play?
Westlands in Uthiru.
You play in Uthiru. How has your match been? You won your constituency finals, didn't you?
We've not yet played.
You've not yet played?
Yeah.
Who are you facing in the finals?
Shamako FC.
Where have you played so far? How have been your results? Because we know you've won all your matches until where you are right now.
Yeah.
How many matches have you played?
3.
3 matches.
Yeah.
How have they been? Describe to us. First game, where did you play? Second game, the last match?
The first game we played at Kiumbuini in Kangemi. We won by 5-2. The second game we played the same venue. We won 5-1. The third game we played the same venue against Vision. It was a derby. We drew 1-1, went on penalties, we won 4-3.
Yeah. So you're assured of you're going into the finals, you're fighting for is it 60,000? The winners?
60,000.
What would you do with this money?
For sure, for now we don't have boots. We'll buy boots, and I'm sure our officials, they know what to do with the money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nathaniel. Waswajeri.
Mtu wa Jeri.
Mnacheza Wanjoso?
Wanjoso.
Imemaliza ile AstroTurf inawekwa?
Bado tu kiasi.
Iko tu kiasi? Unajua mimi najua Wanjoso maliko. Nimecheza bola hapo na kina Musa. Musa, Jojo, Tojo, umse mwingine kwa naye hapo ni nani? Kina Ubura, akina Jemo. Amko mmezaliwa siku hizo. We played with Akina Musa on the same pitch. So which one are you using? Which one is being made? Is it the upper one or my side ya chini? Jeria juu ama jeria down?
Sasa ni ya jeria down.
Okay. So what difference will that pitch make? Because they're putting an artificial turf there.
Sasa unajua Jeri team ni mingi. Sasa juu team ni mingi.
But shikilia mic vizuri. Weka karibu. Yeah.
Unajua team ni mob. Sasa unajua sasa hiyo ground inatengenezwa. Sasa tuseme ni ya All Stars. Itakuwa ni All Stars kuanzia tu kitambo. But sasa hiyo ingine sasa itakuwa shared na hizo matimu zingine. Juu sasa hiyo All Stars haiwezi kuwa shared.
Ni pitch ngapi unatengeneza artificial turf?
Ni moja tu.
Ni moja tu. So hiyo ndio All Stars sasa.
Sasa hiyo ndio All Stars.
Hiyo ndio mnajichukulia mnasema hii ni yetu, hamtaki mtu hapo.
Hataki mtu mwingine hapo.
But weather ikiwa mbaya kama sasa, najua mmecheza uwanja so hizo game zote. Challenge imekuwa ni nini especially sasa hivi kunanyesha?
Unajua sasa hizo game tumecheza nyingi hizo tumechezea Makongeni. Hapo sasa tuseme ndo makota zilikuwa na masemis. Sasa si quarters yetu ilichezwa hapo but ilikuwa ni kama ukufa. Sasa au ma opponent hawakukam. But sasa semis na tukicheza na Bahati Saa bahati nao tukawashinda 2-0.
So game zenyu hamjacheza uwanja so?
Si uwanja so.
Next mnaenda City, mnacheza nani finals?
Tunacheza na Masai United.
Masai United? Au sijawasikia ni timu ya wapi?
Hiyo ni hapo Kongo.
Wow. Hamuna chenu. Mtaweza?
Ataweza. Ataweza.
Run yenu imekuwa so good so far, mmefika mpaka finali. Nitakuuliza the same question ile. Mko na artificial turf. Sasa hapo mnaweza mgutupu. Usiniambie mtabuy boots. Challenge hii timu yenu ni gani?
Si unajua na challenge ni tuseme tu ni kiasi. Unajua pia maboy wa Jerry. Sasa hiyo ball ndio inafanya wakuje, wasikae mtaani. Sasa alafu na makocha wako hapo ni wafiti sana. Wana guide mtu vifiti sana na elewana nao. Kama ni zoezi watu wanafika, kama una shida unasema inakuwa sorted out. Sasa tuseme tu challenge yani tu kidogo, tuseme tunataka tu yani tu machali wa Jerry yani pia wa join tu. Jerry pia kuna machali wengi sana wanajua ball.
Okay.
Lakini sasa unajua pia hao wanapenda kusema pesa za haraka pia. Sasa tuseme tu kama sisi sasa tumejibera tu hapo. Hiyo ball tucheze na itusaidie vibaya sana.
Okay. Swali ya mwisho ndakuuliza niambie, so, mkiingia Musa ukuja bado? Coach Musa, yeye wasaidia na nini?
Tuseme alikawia sana kabla hajakam. So hajakam bado. Ile siku alikam alileta maboots, majezi, machine guards, masocks. Yani kila kitu tu na maballs.
Okay. Well, if you're wondering who Coach Musa is, that is Musa Otieno, the assistant coach of Harambee Stars. He grew up in Jericho. He played his football at Jericho, played for Jericho All Stars, played for Bejos before he moved to the Kenyan Premier League FC Leopards, Tusker, then finally into Santos of South Africa. I want to engage the Barcelona fans now. Anybody to answer me this question? Why do you guys think that you're invincible this season? Coming season, actually.
Invincible is not a strong word. Invincible is a very strong word. We just think that considering the previous season that we had before this one, things didn't go really well. We had the issue with Tito's death. We had a new coach we brought in. Things didn't really go well. We had Lionel Messi who was struggling with fitness towards the end of the campaign. So we're not saying we're invincible. We're just saying we're in a really good place right now.
Okay.
And the fact that we weren't able to sign any players other than Luis Suarez and Ivan Rakitic, and the fact that we still have this transfer ban hovering over us, it has really brought the team together. Considering we brought a new coach as well, he had issues initially with rotating players and benching Lionel Messi. But at some point, after Xavi gave that speech that everyone is aware of in January, the team really rallied together. They put those issues aside, and I can honestly say that Barcelona is in a much stronger position than it was even under Pep Guardiola.
Okay.
This is a whole new Barcelona, and people should really look out for this.
Somebody else to answer me this question. I want to take out 3 players. I want to take out Mascherano. I want to take out Rakitic. I want to take out Messi. Would Barcelona function?
Yeah, will function still because we have someone like Luis Suarez. You know, Luis
Suarez is still in the 11. Replace for me player for player. I am taking out Mascherano. Who comes in?
Matthew.
Ule alicheza dakika 3 juzi.
Well, yeah, but
that is one. I take out Rakitic.
Taking out Rakitic.
Xavi and Iniesta are out. So
Xavi is out. So
yes. No, take out those 2. Iniesta, Xavi out. Rakitic is not playing. Who do you replace with?
Thinking Rafinha at this moment. You know, you still have Song on loan. You know, there's still Sergio. And then we have La Masia. You know, La Masia, our youth academy always produces talent.
Messi.
Yeah. For Messi, well, it'll be hard replacing Messi. Truth be said, Pedro will try, you know, but it'll not be Messi.
Okay.
Truth be said.
So my analogy is right in that since you're struggling yourself to replace those 3 players, if I take out that backbone of Barcelona would not function as well.
Well, I believe that isn't our backbone. I believe that our backbone is MSN.
So that one is leading me to the next question, and I want somebody else to answer this as well. You played, your opponents were the likes of Real Madrid in the La Liga. You played Bayern Munich in the semi-finals. Characteristic of these 2 teams is that injuries did them in. They had too many injuries to key players. Are you happy to know that you beat a team that was not at full strength? At full strength, while you were Kongotia 7-0, both legs.
Okay, I think the only team that was badly affected with injuries is Bayern Munich. The other teams, PSG, it was only Ibrahimovic, and
I didn't mention PSG. I don't consider PSG as peers of Barcelona.
The only team that was badly affected with injuries is Bayern Munich, but still they have that squad depth. They had other players who took the positions, but we were still better than them anyway. I mean, it's Barcelona.
Barcelona.
Even if they were there, even if the whole team was there,
they would have given you another 7-0.
No.
He's itching to talk. Just pass on the mic to him. I want to hear what he has to say about it.
Yeah, okay. On that question, I would like to share some insight on it that, you see, initially we struggled because the Luis Enrique came in with a new regime, a new fitness regime, and
No. Enrique's the only problem was one. Messi was unfit.
Yeah, Messi was unfit. But if you are a Barcelona fan, you could have seen that in their site and wherever, he introduced a new regime, a fitness regime. So it picked up after January now. So you cannot blame other people's injuries on us. It is because we had a plan to finish on a high note.
To finish on a team that has injuries?
No, they should have controlled their fitness like we did, so that at the end, it's like in marathon. When you are finishing the race, you finish in a high tempo.
No, you wait. I want somebody who has not spoken to speak. Yes.
I like to tell these two people that Barcelona is a very strategic team. At the beginning, we knew we were struggling, and we found a way of going around it, waiting, saving the best for the last. Barca knows to win the matches that matter most. We do not have to win every match in group stage, but we have to win every match in the knockouts. We do not have to win the second game with Bayern, but after winning the first one at home, that was also. It's all about strategy. It's not like we are invincible, but when a match matters, we will beat them because that's Barcelona.
So, which is a tougher league? Is it La Liga? Is it the EPL? What's on the mic this side? This side. Where ushaongea? Nataka mtu leja ongea.
I think La Liga is the best league in the world.
I'm not talking about the best. I'm talking about which is tougher of the two. It doesn't have to be the best. Between La Liga and the EPL, which league is tougher than the other one?
I think EPL is tougher.
Yes.
One point. The reason is the coach there play tactical game. It is physical compared to La Liga. La Liga is about talent. Messi, Cristiano, it is about pure talent and class. They have the best players in the world. But when you come to EPL, somebody like Mourinho, you have the best players like Hazard. He just decided to pack the bus from the word go. So that does not make it to be the best or tougher. It is tough because of the tactical game, physicality. That is it. But if you have the best players like the Messi, Cristiano, they'll come and shine in EPL.
In EPL?
Simply because they are talented.
Actually, Cristiano has shown more in La Liga than he did at the EPL.
Yeah.
The La Liga is so musiringe sana ati La Liga nyini champions of La Liga huko.
But in Europe.
Okay, pass on the mic. He wants to tell me something. I
think EPL is a little bit more harder, but you get that a team like Barcelona, it's on a class of its own. On your second issue, you were saying that Bayern were weak, but I'd like to correct you and tell you that the team that went to the pitch was Bayern Munich. It was not another team. So at the end of the day, Barcelona faced Bayern.
That is why we use a phrase called full strength.
Full strength.
They were operating on 70%, buffering. When those guys were on 1%, and none of you has talked about that. Now let me ask you, the difference between Bayern last year of 7-0 and Bayern this year, the one that you've beat, what is the difference? What made the difference between the two sides? The two legs?
We may also say injuries.
Sorry?
We may also say maybe injuries.
Injuries?
Yeah.
Okay, so you agree. If Bayern were in full strength.
But at the end of the day,
yes,
there's someone who's called the coach and the tacticians. That is your job to work out so that you cannot concede many goals.
So you want to tell me that if Bayern Munich were at full strength, you would still win 3-0 and...
You know the funny thing about football
is
that there's no definite about something. You go into the pitch and play. So maybe they would even have been beaten 5-0 if they were full strength coach.
He's itching to talk. I want to ask him the final question that we have for today. Players that have left Barcelona. I'm talking about Song, I'm talking about Fabregas, I'm talking about Sanchez. All of them have gone on and made great impact
in the
teams that have gone to. Was it wrong to let these players go?
I think for Song, it was not wrong to let him go because
He's basically was playing second fiddle to, I think probably even third fiddle to Busquets and Mascherano. So it was probably best for him to go. He's still on loan. He could still come back if we need him. But right now I don't really think we need him for that position because we have Sergi Sampa coming from the B team who is also Busquets-like. So Song it was a good decision for him and the club for him to go. For Sanchez,
and Fabregas.
For Fabregas, it was also a good decision for him to go because if you look at the impact that he had, it's not really what we expected of him. I think when he went to the EPL, became too ingrained into the principles of the EPL and stuff. So when he came back to Barcelona, he could, even having come from La Masia, he couldn't really, he couldn't really integrate well with the team like how Iniesta and Xavi have been doing. He was actually touted to be the next replacement for Xavi, but it didn't work out that way. For Sanchez, I really like Sanchez as a player, but seeing as we got Luis Suarez as a replacement, I think Suarez is definitely an improvement from Sanchez. Probably the only regret that I have for the player that we lost is Thiago Alcantara, because I mean he was from La Masia, he was made for Barcelona, so that's the only probably regrets that I have. But I would like to answer. There's something that's burning me about the EPL and La Liga. It's a tiring debate. It tires me. At the end of the day, I usually tell my friends and my buddies that you just enjoy your league. I enjoy my league. We meet in Europe. But to answer your question,
Granada, I'd watch Newcastle versus Southampton or versus West Ham, and I'm assured. Listen, and I'm assured I'm going to watch quality football. Football is all about. It's a man's game. It's physical. There's passion. There's everything else. Granada versus Elche.
Exactly. Let me tell you, because it's well marketed. Even here in Kenya, it's well marketed. The EPL is well marketed all over the world. So I agree that I will watch a match of Granada Eibar. I'll watch a match of Granada Rayo Vallecano. I don't know if you
Give me 3 players of Granada that you know. Thank you very much. Answers my question. These guys come here and they know Barcelona. La Liga is a league of 2 teams. End of story. Barcelona, Real Madrid. Forget. Wait. It's my time to talk now. Mulikuwa na microphone. Sasa ni mimi. EPL, you've got 4 teams and a 5th and 6th that are threatening to get into the top 4. In La Liga, it has never been that way. So that debate about La Liga and EPL, I'd watch EPL any day. La Liga, I'll only watch my beloved Real Madrid. That's all for me from now. Bernard.
I'm interested in finding out. There's an interesting statistic I saw somewhere because of the fact that you asked the Barcelona fans, Fabregas, the departure of Fabregas. I did my small research and I noticed that when they signed in Fabregas, they failed to win the Champions League. Interestingly, when he left,
they won it.
Food for thought.
Coincidence.
Food for thought. But nonetheless, Michael Kinyi, next week we will be having AFC Leopards fans.
Yes, next week it's AFC Leopards fans and officials as well. We want to find out what is the problem with AFC Leopards, because they say that they all love the team. The executive that is there loves the team. The new caretaker committee that was left the job by the outgoing chairman, Alan Kasavuli, says they have the team at heart. The fans, the same thing. But the 3 seem not to be pulling in the same direction. We will try and find all of them, a representative from all of them. They come into the studio. If we fail, we will tell you who we called and what they said and why they cannot come into the studio.
Well,
that's
Michael
what we'll do.
Right here now, I can tell you for a fact, Kevin, I feel is going to be dominating for the next few weeks.
Yeah.
He's leading, so you're trailing this time. What's the scoreline? Use the microphone. Finally, Michael Kinyi, finally.
He's come back.
Finally, Kevin is struggling. This is the first time I've actually stated that Kevin, our very own resident player, is suffering. He's using Manchester City.
Yes.
No, he's using Barcelona, and he's trailing by a goal, while Joseph, our guest this afternoon, is leading by 2-1.
That is game number?
This is game number?
3-2.
Game number 5. I think Kevin, you've won 4. 3. You've won 2. So it seems, Mike, that...
wow. Let's see how my fight
Let's see that panzer. But also another interesting thing, Michael Kinyi, I think it was important to mention, is the fact that, yes, Barcelona were the South American connection. But for me, I feel, when will we be able to see that these players in the respective clubs replicating the same form as far as their national sides are concerned? Because you can find a player like Sanchez playing in Chile. a player like
Messi,
Vidal.
They are demigod of Barcelona.
Yes, Messi will be playing for Argentina.
Does not perform for. I've never understood how. Sergio Aguero, Kun Aguero performs more, carries the team more than the captain.
He scored a hat-trick. He scored a hat-trick recently.
Thank you.
Yes, against
Kun
Bolivia.
Aguero carries the team more than Messi. I have never understood. Maybe one day we'll meet Messi and we'll ask him about it. They will never accept it. They would never, but the statistics speak for themselves.
Yes.
Kun Aguero is the next Maradona as far as the Argentina team is concerned.
Well, Michael Kenya, I believe the Kenyan Premier League has taken a break. It will be about a few weeks before the second half of the Kenyan Premier League resumes. But it's been a first half of a lot of goals. But as usual, Gor Mahia players have been dominating as far as the top scorers list is concerned.
Well, it's getting a bit boring now.
Yes.
I wish somebody could beat Gor and cut that gap. I mean, that's the swag that they're going with. They're bordering on arrogance right now. Because if you are 12 points clear, unbeaten, 12 points ahead. Look at the goal difference. It's crazy. Their goal difference is better than the total goals scored by the second place teams, and that is Sofapaka in number 2 and Ulinzi number 3. Their goals scored are not getting near.
The disparity is so obvious.
It's crazy, and that is what will have a problem on.
Let's take a look at the top scorers. You can see there, of course, Medi Kagere.
They
firing on all cylinders.
They say he's 28, but I don't believe that is his true age.
I think it's more years.
Yes, this guy is 36. To be honest, I want to go and find out the real age. We have to get it. But Medi Kagere has done well for himself.
Jacob Kelly, the FC Leopards danger man.
He's not scored in the last 2 games. He didn't even play
yesterday's match.
Yes, he missed yesterday's match, but he's on 8 goals. I believe 3 players on 8 goals.
Yes.
Next, Robert.
Jesse Were.
Jesse Were as well. He almost scored on Saturday against Gor Mahia, but he was put in check
Tied
after
with
that.
Goals with,
he was
Kelly.
Put in the back pocket of Musa Mohammed. Very unfortunate.
Michael Olunga.
Yes, this is an amazing player.
I feel this is one of the players that has really stood out in the first leg.
He has really stood out. He has 8 goals, 4 assists.
Yes.
And then he played on Saturday. After playing on Saturday, he was on a plane on Sunday morning on the way to Rwanda. Got there a few hours before the game, played against Southern Sudan, and scored.
Indeed.
Yeah. So on this list, what we have not added is at the top is Ali Abondo. Ali Abondo also has 9 goals. So Medi Kagere and Ali Abondo, 9 goals together in that top scorers list. So KPL takes a break for the next 5 weeks. It will be back in July. July 17th is when KPL is back. But before then, there will be Sekafa, there will be Copa America going on, there will be qualifiers for the Cup of Nations and stuff. We'll be able to give you all those matches and the highlights right here on Monday Football. For me, that is over and out. Robai is screaming in my ear, is saying, get out.
And just before I go, of course, another football tournament that will be taking place during this same time, Michael Kinyi, is the FIFA Women's World Cup, which will be taking place in Canada. It will be interesting to see whether or not Japan, the defending champions, can be able to retain the title. They've had a strong challenge, Michael Kinyi, from the United States, who have dominated women's football for several years now. So, of course, we'll be having the preview, of course, just the anticipation, preparing for the FIFA World Cup for the women's that will be taking place in Canada. For me, bye for now.
Come over here and perform for me. She wine like a gypsy, from left hand to right she a swing there. Wanna try get fling way, but in a feel the vibe where them a bring there. Need you over right there with me there, but in your own we're not pre-made. She not realize I am the DJ, so me take up the mic and then say, Girl, ya the bomb, the bomb, the bomb, the bomb, 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 diggy, diggy, bring, come give it to me. Girl, ya the bomb, the bomb, the bomb, the bomb, bomb.